Hi, this is Cycle 2, Week 19, Classical Music or Great Composers. We are going to be working on the classical, transitional, and romantic periods during these next 5 weeks. We are going to only do it for 5 weeks. The 6th week we are going to use for our end of the year program. So we are still doing everything that CC has asked. We are just going to push it into 5 weeks instead of 6 weeks. So first we just need to introduce that we're going to work on some great artists and we're going to listen to some music and we're going to talk about the classical period, the transitional period, and the romantic period. There's notes in here. You don't have to touch on it too much because in week 23 we will be talking a little bit more about those as well. So each week we're going to have an artist, a composer, we're going to have a composer, and we're going to talk a little bit about him and introduce the kids to this composer. So you have 3 ways to do this. You can do it all ways, you can do it one way, you can do it any of the ways you want. You have a picture with our paperclip and our post-it note. Please put those back together. And so you have the picture. So the first way is, I think some of you guys have seen these, but these are called Lives of the Musicians. It's a book. It is pretty short, but it gives a good overview of who the composer is and what they did and those kinds of things. Not all of their lives are appropriate for children, so I did put on a note to pre-read and make adjustments according to your class level. Maybe you just want to pick out a few little facts for them. Maybe you want to read the whole thing. Totally up to you. There's also on YouTube, it's called 5-Minute Mozart, and this, we used these last year. It's 2 to 3 minutes about the life of the composer. There are pictures, but it's really just something to listen to, so that's an option. And there's also the 3 main facts, so after all that, what to take away from that information. We will be making musical instruments again this cycle, and I tried to make instruments that were in the period, the period of music that the composer was in. So our first one is Verity, and he was in the classical music period. And so he has we're gonna make kind of like a French horn. And there's a picture in your book of what it would look like if we had longer hose. It still has the same effect, but if you had a longer hose, it could wrap around and it could be like a French horn, like that. But this will work just as well. So my suggestion would be to let the kids make them, take about 5 to 10 minutes to make them, then listen to the music in silence, and then to maybe try and play your instrument along with the melody. So was it fast? Was it slow? Was it loud? Was it soft? Was it, did it make you feel happy or sad? And try and convey that with their instruments. This will be kind of like a tin whistle situation where you are going to need to tell them to put it down or stop playing, or however you need to handle it for your class. But they are going to be very loud and very annoying, and I think there's going to be a general consensus that you cannot play them outside of class until you get home. They cannot come out during review or during lunch or during recess or any time after, because 50 of these is going to be very loud, and it's going to be really fun and the kids are going to love them, but it's just going to get to be a little too much. So that's my pre-warning on this one. So here's what you're going to need. Each kid's going to need a funnel. Each kid's going to need a bit of garden hose, completely new, so no worries. Each kid is going to need one of these, what I called blow dragon birthday party trumpet noisemaker things. Each kid's going to need one. Here's the important part. If a kid gets one that is like this, or that only is like this, that's okay, because they're actually going to take it off anyway. We only need the noisemaker part. We don't care about this part of it. So let everyone get one blowout, and then they can take it apart. This is all they need. And if you think a mom needs to do that, then that's fine too. But this is the only part that we need. And then there's going to be 2 rolls of electrical tape, and those are going to be to hold it together. So what I did is I did put a decent size cut into the hose. Not huge, but I did cut it all the way through. And this is gonna help to insert, see if I can do this. Insert the hose into the funnel. And this isn't necessary, but it's just gonna hold a little bit easier. So you see, there you go. So then I'm gonna take my piece of tape right here, and I'm going to wrap it, and that's just securing it. There's nothing really important about that other than just securing it. And then the other side, the noisemaker part, the bigger part, right? It goes small and big. The bigger part has to go into the top, and then you're gonna take a piece of tape and tape that around. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to have no air holes. If you can see mine, it's fine. But it's going to make, that's me really quiet. But that's what it's gonna make. That's your hose pipe horn. So once you make that, then you can listen. I have a link to what to listen to on YouTube. So you can listen to that and you can decide what's best for your class on how that's gonna work. Good luck.